Straight ahead on OC News, shots rang out at Sparks Middle School in Nevada. 2 people are dead and 2 students injured. We'll have the very latest.
The ground shook and Cal State Fullerton students took cover. It wasn't a real earthquake, but the 8.0 simulated tremor got our attention.
And a Walmart in Florida is attracting more than just bargain hunters. When giant reptile finds the store irresistible, OC News starts right now.
Welcome to OC News. I'm Jessica Acevedo.
And I'm Morgan Lindsay. A 7th grade student opened fire on the school grounds, killing a teacher and injuring 2 students. It all happened this morning at 7:15. The shooter took a handgun from his parents. No word on the motive for the attack. The teacher who was killed has been identified as Mike Lansbury. Witnesses say the teacher approached the shooter and asked the student to put the gun down. One shot was fired, the teacher fell to the ground and students began running in all directions. One student was hit in the stomach, the other in the shoulder. The school shooting comes just months after a gunman killed 26 people at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut.
A Good Samaritan was killed and 2 security guards were wounded at a Las Vegas Strip nightclub this morning. Witnesses told police the suspect asked if he could check out the crowd in Dry's nightclub before paying a cover charge. He decided to pay the cover, but came out soon after demanding refund because the club wasn't full. He then pulled a gun on the security manager and began firing as several people attempted to disarm him. The manager was shot in the arm and another guard was wounded. A 3rd man leaving the club intervened to help but died in the gunfire.
A 3.9 earthquake hit Mammoth this morning at 10:04 a.m. No damage has been reported, but it is a great reminder of the unexpected trembles we experience here in California. On that note, students, faculty, and staff were asked to drop, cover, and hold on as the university took part in the annual California Great Shakeout, an annual event held to practice how to be safer during earthquakes. This interactive preparedness event featured an earthquake simulator that got students right in the center of all the action. Jessica Lau has the story.
Students get ready for the big one as Cal State Fullerton hosts the Great Shakeout. This emergency preparedness event spans from October 15th to the 17th. University Police Department hosts the events by demonstrating how little things can help students and pets survive in an earthquake. Students passing by the housing area would have a look at the consequences of not being prepared and showcase what they would do in case of an earthquake. As a motivation, they feature an earthquake cottage in the quad to really shake things up. I'm at the Quake Cottage here in Cal State Fullerton, where this generates a 8.0 earthquake, and I wonder how it entails. All right. Okay, you can do it. Not prepared for this. Emergency Management Coordinator Sue Fisher educates students about what to do in an earthquake in their area. She wants to remind everyone that taking safety precautions in a natural disaster is important.
There's a lot of things you can do every day. Every time you do something in your house that you think, well, rather than just putting in a bookcase, you're going to also anchor the bookcase. So it's little things like that that you incorporate into your daily activities that overall can make a huge difference in what you do overall in terms of surviving an earthquake.
Participants experiencing the earthquake attraction would not be as prepared as they thought they would be. They may consider planning earthquake emergencies seriously.
We talked about it, but we haven't done it yet. We talked about like having water and stuff just in case in like the garage or something. Cans of food. Yeah, but we haven't done it yet.
The Great Shakeout occurs every year on October in this college campus as well as many other California colleges. And they hand out new handouts where you to prepare every day during the earthquake or even after the earthquake. And for you pet owners, you can flip over to the back and it tells you how to prepare with your pets. For more information, you can go online at prepare.fullerton.edu. From the OC News, I'm Jessica Lau.
Since elementary school, Californians are taught what to do in case of an earthquake. Making a special preparedness kit with plenty of water, food, and supplies is one recommended way to prepare. In honor of the great shakeout that takes place every year for students to learn safety precautions and experience simulated earthquake, our reporter Christina Demakidis went out to see just how prepared Cal State Fullerton students are in the case that an earthquake hits. Check it out.
I'm at Cal State Fullerton's Titan Walk, and I'm going to see just how prepared people are in the case of an earthquake. This should be interesting, so let's find some Titans.
Well, I don't think I'm very prepared for an earthquake. I would think preparedness for an earthquake would be like having extra water and like having a backup for energy and things like that, but my family doesn't have that at all. We don't even have a fire extinguisher, so I don't think I'm very prepared for an earthquake.
I'm not prepared at all. I heard you had to make like a little, safety kit thing with like food and dry food and stuff, water of course, but I don't have any of that.
Yeah, I'm probably not as prepared as I should be.
I don't think I'm prepared, nor do I think anyone's really prepared for an earthquake.
Every day I'm prepared. My dad used to go over earthquakes with me when I was really little, so I know about doorways, I know about what you're supposed to hide under. My friend and I keep earthquake packs, so we're always ready to go. We've got supplies, it's kind of like an apocalypse bag, so whatever sort of anything that you would ever need is right in there in that bag. So yeah, I'm living in California, I'm going to be prepared for an earthquake.
So I just try to look around, maybe watch for trees in case they happen to fall on my head.
I would hide under that bench behind you, probably.
Get under one of those tables.
All right.
Follow her.
Sounds like a good answer.
There's an earthquake right this second. That looks pretty stable.
I guess I would take cover under that table right over there.
Well, after talking to different Titans, they all seem to say that the number one thing that they would do if an earthquake hit right now on Titan Walk would be to hide under one of these sturdy tables. To find out more ways that you can prepare in case of an earthquake, check out prepare.fullerton.edu. From OC News, I'm Christina Demakidis.
For the 8th consecutive year, Cal State Fullerton's Mahalo College Business and Economics has been included in the Princeton's Review Best Business School listing. The new edition of the annual book called The Best 295 Business Schools 2014 edition was published this month. The Princeton's Review analyzed data from its surveys of 20,300 students at what the review considers the best business schools in America.
Our colleagues at the student-run newspaper The Daily Titan are hard at work right now putting together tomorrow's paper. Photo editor Dylan Lujano is here to give us a sneak peek.
I'm back with your Daily Titan update with the news that you need to know. Last Saturday, the Women's Center held its Violence Prevention Conference. This year's speakers included victims of human trafficking, and you can read all about that story on the front page of today's issue. In opinion, Patrick Ryan, an officer with the student club Young Americans for Liberty, strongly criticized the United States' war on drugs. He argues that since 1976, the government has spent $1 trillion but has yet to see a decrease in drug use and violence. Read his full argument in today's issue. From our features section, the Student Health and Counseling Center hosted its 7th annual Art for Health auction and art show on Friday. The exhibition and silent auction is meant to bring people into the SHCC and spread awareness about the services the SHCC provide, and to give students a chance to show their art. Read more of that story in tomorrow's issue. In Detour, our reviewer Patton Tran was impressed by the modernized Shakespeare play Much Ado About Nothing. The full review of the department's production is in today's paper. In sports, the Titan women's soccer team lost to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo on Friday, but narrowly beat UC Santa Barbara on Sunday. So that's what we're working on, and for all these stories and more, pick up the latest copy of the Daily Titan on newsstands now, and visit dailytitan.com for a digital copy and even more news. Back to you guys.
Cal State Fullerton is joining other CSU campuses in a system-wide effort to offer digital versions of textbooks to students. The new program is called CSU Rent Digital. Digital textbooks can be offered at a cost savings of 60% or more compared to purchasing a new print textbook. CSU students typically pay more than $800 per year for their books. The CSU has awarded CSUF $24,000 to enable the university's Affordable Learning Solutions team to create a systematic outreach campaign to enhance understanding and training for the advancement of the use of ebooks and other affordable technology.
When we come back, find out how bars in England are tricking people into drinking more whiskey.
And with an unknown identity and no parents to be found, will a young blonde girl in Greece be rescued by officials? Find out next on OC News.
It's in the way we work and the way we compete. It's in the way we reach out and why we dream. Titan pride is at the heart of who we are.
Whether it's on the field or on stage, in the classroom or in the boardroom, Titans reach higher.
President Barack Obama spoke earlier today and said that there is no excuse for the cascade of computer problems that have marred the rollout of key element in his healthcare law, but declared he was confident the administration would be able to fix the issues. The president said his administration was doing everything they could possibly do to get the federally run websites where people are supposed to apply for insurance up and running. That includes bringing in additional technology experts from inside and outside the government to work on the issues. People have until March 31st to sign up for coverage. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office had projected that about 7 million people would gain coverage through the exchanges during the first year. The president on Monday guaranteed that everyone who wants to get insurance through the new healthcare exchanges will be able to, even if they have to enroll over the phone or fill out a paper application.
Did you know that lighting can affect your sense of taste? For example, a pub bathed in red or green glow can have an impact on your enjoyment of whiskey. Bars are now trying out so-called neurogastronomy. CNN's Jim Bolden explains.
Don't adjust your set. These people are bathed in green light while drinking whiskey. And that's living grass lining the bar, still growing in dirt. Apparently, under these conditions, the earthy tones of the whiskey are brought to the fore.
When all the senses come together to convey that notion of grassiness is our belief, and we have the results to demonstrate now that that notion of grassiness will come out in your judgments of a glass of whiskey.
Sensory expert Professor Spence is working with drinks giant Diageo to entice bars and restaurants to think more about the environment. The bright green lights and grass are an extreme example and an experiment. But the point, your lasting memory is based on the environment as much as the food and drink.
We work with top chefs who spend all the time, as I say, working on the great food and don't think about the environment, and they say that doesn't matter. For our clients, our customers, it's just about the food, that's it.
That's the green room then. No prize for guessing this is the red room. The idea is the red lighting, the round red fruit, the tingly sounds is supposed to enhance the sweetness in the whiskey. This sensory branding team says curved red surfaces do the trick.
The sensory environment affects your perception of taste, so it can dial up different flavors depending on what you're listening to, what you're touching, the materials around.
So the flavor's already in the whiskey, but I may notice something different given the fact that I've got round fruit and a red light.
Absolutely, it's about enhancing the different characteristics and notes that you have in the whiskey rather than creating something that doesn't exist or changing fundamentally the taste of the whiskey and the flavors that are within it.
They claim companies pay too much attention to the visual.
So over 85% of all spend by businesses and brands is on the visual, yet we know just as humans how important it's this interaction between all the senses is, and yet we don't cater for that.
It could be one day when you book a table, you might just ask for the table under a green light or a red light, or the booth that smells woody or leathery. Not sure about the turf and dirt though. Jim Bolden, CNN, London.
Chinese will be seeing a lot more on this on their television, with the government clamping down on what it calls excessive entertainment, restricting the amount of foreign licensed shows on its satellite TV. The government, which owns all Chinese media outlets, says it's a way to push morality building and air more Chinese content. Critics online say it's projectionist and short-sighted, with one citizen called it cultural dictatorship. Millions in China have already migrated away from the television to the internet and mobile devices to get their content.
When we come back, a look at the men's basketball game this past weekend, as well as all you need to know to get your weekly sports fill.
Weight loss, it's one of the many ways to fight osteoarthritis pain. For more information on managing pain, go to fightarthritispain.org.
Let's take a look at how our CSUF men's basketball team did this weekend, along with all of the highlights for recent sports. Here is Alan Pavlik with our sports update.
First up in sports, Cal State Fullerton's men's basketball hosted their annual blue and white scrimmage. Let's go to Kaylee Krish with the story.
The madness of the 2013 basketball season started with the annual blue and white scrimmage. The Titans displayed their talents against each other at their first open fan event.
Titans basketball features 6 returning players along with 8 brand new faces, including Floris Versteeg from the Netherlands and Josh Gentry from Indiana. Returning playmaker Alex Harris shows fans he's got one thing on his mind this year, and that's dunks. First-year head coach Dietrich Taylor talks about what it's like working with a new team.
You know, it's interesting just simply because we don't have as good of a relationship with these guys, but we've really tried to dive into that part of it and build a genuine relationship both on and off the floor with these guys so that when adverse times happen, that relationship is able to sustain us. But these guys have been awesome. They've brought in from day one. They're trying to do what we asked them to do. But for the most part, they're a great group of guys. And I enjoy being with them on the floor. I enjoy being with them in film. I like them.
After facing each other in 3 periods, the Titans took a break from their hard work and gave fans the opportunity to meet them and even get some autographs. I also got to ask Coach the one question that's on everyone's mind.
We were 8th seed last year, went in, lost the first round of playoffs. What can we look forward to as fans this year?
That's a good question. I think what you can look forward to is a good brand of basketball with great energy, great effort, and our guys are going to play hard. If we can understand how to do those things, I like our chances to be in any game with anybody. But until we understand how significant those things are, we got a long way to go. But I think for the fans, what they can look forward to is an exciting brand of ball with a good group of guys with some great effort, great energy, and a lot of fundamentals.
Preseason will start against Redlands on November 2nd at home. From Titan Gym, Kaylee Krish, Titan Sports Recap.
College football over the weekend had a flurry of upsets, seeing the number 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 15, and Team 20 go down with losses over the weekend. The new BCS standings has Alabama remaining number 1, Florida State with a big win over Clemson jumped to number 2, and Oregon, Ohio State, and Missouri round out the top 5. NFL Week 7 had its share of ups and down moments. The biggest story of the weekend was the return of Peyton Manning to Indy as he faced his former team. Andrew Luck, who had the tough task of following a legend, got the better of Manning as the Colts downed the Broncos 39-33. In the biggest upset of the weekend, the Patriots and Tom Brady lost in overtime to New York Jets. Rookie quarterback Geno Smith went 17 of 33 with 233 yards and 2 touchdowns. After a controversial call in overtime, the Jets kicker Nick Folk knocked through a 42-yard kick for the win. Another week down, another mass amount of injuries that could change the way your favorite team's season could end. Texans star linebacker Brian Cushing has been ruled out for the rest of the year with a broken leg. Rams quarterback Sam Bradford was also carted off the field with an apparent knee injury, and all signs are looking like it's season-ending. Packers tight end Jermichael Finley left the game on a stretcher with a neck injury, and Texans star running back Arian Foster went down with a hamstring injury. So for any fantasy football fans, make sure to search those waiver wires to add backups and add depth to your team. In baseball news, the Los Angeles Dodgers look to make a splash by signing their ace Clayton Kershaw to a 10-year, $300 million contract. And in the words of the great Randy Moss, straight cash, homie. Make sure to tune in Wednesday to check out Game 1 of the World Series as the Boston Red Sox and John Lester take on Adam Wainwright and the St. Louis Cardinals. That's a wrap for everything you want to know in sports. I'm Alan Pavlik, and boom goes the dynamite.
Next up on OC News, find out which Hollywood couple officially split up.
And has Jim Carrey written a children's book? That and more coming up next.
So, April.
Yeah?
You know your charger's still using energy when it's plugged into the wall, right?
Yeah, but that's not my charger. I don't even have a cell phone.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad
One more
today.
time. Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys.
In other celebrity news, Kris and Bruce Jenner have confirmed they separated a year ago after 22 years together. In an interview with Us Magazine hitting newsstands Friday, Kris Jenner says there's no animosity between them. She says they're committed to their family. Her former Olympic champion husband says they'll always love and respect each other. News of the split was first reported by E! News. The couple have 2 teenage daughters, Kendall and Kylie. Kris Jenner is the mother of Kim Kardashian and Khloe Kardashian Odom, as well as Robert and Kourtney Kardashian. They say no divorce papers have been filed and that Bruce will continue to appear on Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Rihanna pushed the boundaries again. This time, however, authorities pushed back. The pop princess was asked to leave Abu Dhabi's Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque complex on Friday when she attempted to pose for an unauthorized photo shoot at the place of worship. Posing in a black jumpsuit with a wrap that covered her head, the star still managed to look rather sultry as she stared into the camera, caressed her hips, and even rolled around on the floor a little. She completed her look with a giant gold necklace and bright red lips that were positioned in a bedroom pout. We can't leave you without an interesting, strange story to spice up your Monday. And what could be stranger than large reptiles walking into a Walmart?
Is there going to be looking at when you come? Keep reading, keep reading, keep reading, keep reading.
Walmart is apparently attracting more customers than it bargained for. An alligator was spotted stalking outside a Walmart in Apopka, Florida. Store security blocked off the entrance to the store as authorities lured the animal away. No word yet on whether it was the rollback savings or the thought of the customers inside that attracted the gator to the store. On that strange note, we hope you don't run into any alligators when you go shopping this week. That is going to do it for us here on OC News. I'm Morgan Lindsay.
And I'm Jessica Acevedo. We'll see you on the next edition of OC News.
TitanTV is a student-operated facility maintained by students.
It's on the Cal State Fullerton campus, and it's a great opportunity for Cal State Fullerton students to get hands-on experience directly in a studio environment.
Working with TitanTV puts me in this professional environment. Everyone here is really fun to work with and everyone just gets along so well. I'm having a great time.